I think that, when we're thinking about some of the top things that a buyer should be aware of or consider when thinking about purchasing a home, the first thing is that a lot of buyers tend to wait until they find a home before they want to get pre-approved. And while I understand that, maybe they don't want to run their credit and things like that, it's always a good idea that before you go out and start looking at homes with your real estate agent, that you do get pre-approved. When purchasing a home, one of the first things you have to do is put your earnest money deposit down. What your earnest money deposit is between 1% and 3% of the purchase price. You make a check out to the title company. It doesn't go to the seller, but what that money gets put towards is toward your down payment and closing costs once we get to the end of the deal. The other piece of that there is that you write that check to the title company, and it is there in case, let's say, you were to default on your contract in one way or another. You can actually be sued for up to 3% of the purchase price in the event that you've breached a contract, on the sale of the property. So as a buyer, you have three things to consider or that protect that money when you put that money down. They're called contingencies. Your investigation contingency, your appraisal contingency, and also your loan contingency. Your investigation contingency, what that is ultimately everything that's material to the property, any material facts that will affect the desirability or the value to you as it relates to the property. So that's going to be your inspections. You also have the appraisal contingency. What that is ultimately when you make an offer on a home, and we'll use like $400,000 as an example. If it's a $400,000 home that you write an offer for $450,000, what the bank's going to do is they're going to put a request out there for an appraisal to accept that order. The appraiser is a third-party contractor that'll come out and ultimately assess the value of the home. So they'll go to the home, they'll look at whatever comparable sales there are. They'll also look at, and make adjustments for any updates, any changes or differences in square footage and things like that. The last one is the loan contingency. So essentially, we've already done, or the lender has done all their due diligence up front, asking you for all the documentation. During the process, they're going to become somewhat of your best friend through the next 21 to 30 days that it takes to close the deal. Once they have the final conditions that the buyer has to satisfy, the buyer then, explains any deposits that they have, provides any updated documentation. If we can satisfy that, the lender then issues a loan approval. Once we get a final loan approval, then we can remove our loan contingency at that point. Our goal is not to just get the deal closed. Our goal is to have a happy client, so that they'll feel comfortable knowing we sit in their corner the whole way.